Welcome, 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 welcome to the Business Plugs Mixer. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Business Plugs Mixer. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the Business Plug, and you just tuned into the Business Plugs Mixer, which comes through every Sunday at 7 p.m. normally. But today I have a special guest because it's a special event. And so I'd like you all to help me welcome RITA. RITA is going to be our guest. She's going to talk about the Funnel Godmother and what that is and how that's going to impact you. Hey, RITA, how are you?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Linda. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So we pre-recorded this, but that's okay because my audience really need to know who you are and they need to know about this magnificent event that's coming up. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, yes, yes. This is The Power That Moves Her, H.E.R. And it starts on Friday night with a revival. And all day Saturday, there are just powerful women business speakers that are helping all of each other and the audience run our business better, have a better life, a better outlook and approach to difficulties. And I am so excited to see all the other speakers and to present my topic as well.
I love it. I love it. And so this is going to be held, it starts Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Friday,
so okay.
The 14th of June. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So it starts Friday 14th. At what time, RITA?
I have to look. I have to look.
That's okay. Hey,
here's why. Because on my calendar, I say I'm going to be there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I know it does not start at 3 o'clock, but I need to be there then. So
I get it. I get it. Let me tell you, I am the missing short memory queen around here. So my COVID experience is completely wiped out my short-term memory. I have none. But while you're looking for that, so there are going to be 4 sessions, and each attendee can attend one of the 4 sessions, and it includes a training book, it includes tools, it has a resource kit for all the classes. You get a continental breakfast, lunch, and you get a t-shirt. And in addition to that, so this is only $65, or if you are one of those people who you want to be there but you can't be there, because this crowd of mine, they're international. So if this sounds like something that you want to invest in, $49 will literally give you the live stream virtual experience. And also, if you virtual and want a t-shirt, then you send $20 to her. So Session 1 is going to be Christy Blevins. She has financial well-being coach, and she's going to do build and grow your business. They have objectives. Then the facilitator for that session is going to be Michelle. You have to help me with her name. Zelina Stentz. Is that her name?
Yeah, Zelina Stice.
And so she's the branding coach, and so she's going to be in that first session too. And what she's going to do, so you can go to the building and grow your business, or you can go to do you reflect your brand. So she's going to be doing it. She's a brand strategist, and she's also going to talk about headshots and websites and social media and all that stuff. The first person is going to talk about personal and business credit. And that's important for all of us, right?
Yes, ma'am. And I did find it on Friday. Okay. It is 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern time.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so on the session 2 is going to be my girl, LaShawn Carter. Education Station is going to be in the house. And she's a business success coach. She runs a daycare here in Chattanooga. And so she's going to be talking about time management techniques. And then you, my lady, are that second session. And so what are you going to be talking about?
So my topic is the 7 contact rule, nurturing leads into lifelong customers.
I like it. I like it. And so let's talk about that. So you're going to be talking about how to pinpoint 3 areas.
Yes. So you want to first pull in qualified leads, not just the warm body. You want qualified leads that are interested in your product. You want to convert them to sales and not let them get lost or fall through the cracks in your system. And then you want to turn them into raving fans.
Love
You
it.
want to turn them into and have a wow experience for them so they can't stop talking about how great you are.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Marketing is the one thing that most small business owners don't know how to do well. And
That
so all of them need to be in that session.
you do.
All of
You
them
know,
need to be in that session so they can learn how to market well, right?
right. And so we're faced with at least a double whammy because we don't know how. And many of us feel like I don't want to annoy people. We were raised to not toot our own horn, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so that's it. That's exactly what marketing is. And so it's just naturally uncomfortable for many people, aside from the
Mhm.
fact that we're not schooled in it. We don't know
I love it.
the processes.
I love it. I love it. And then session 3 is going to be Dana Renee. She's going to be talking about business basics, how to
Yeah.
keep more of your money. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's going to be good because Keandra is going to be the burnout coach for that, facilitating that. And then you coming back. So you're doing the email marketing as well, right? In
Yeah.
that
So, right. So this is so important because a huge part of your marketing as a business owner is sending email messages to people
Mm,
who only people who want them, and the emails that are entertaining and educational and not
absolutely.
trying to sell all the time to people.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. Trying to
but
help
this
them.
is And this is going to center on how you can get your emails in the inbox instead of landing in the spam folder.
Woo! Good stuff. Good stuff. I like it. I like it. And so then while you're doing that, Akira, is that her name?
I don't know her, so that
Erica.
sounds like
That's
oh
Erica. I'm sorry. Erica Edwards is going to do money management. So she's talking about debt and budgeting, which is important as well, right?
yes,
So
all
yes,
about the money, right?
all
Show
about the
me the
money.
money.
I tell you, and then Christy Blevins is coming back, and she's going to talk about how to build and grow your business, and then LaShawn facilitating the money management. So there are 4 different sessions of information for women who would like to boss their business, right?
That
And
is right.
you all are giving power to her, the H.E.R. I love it. I love it. And
That is
so,
right.
who should be coming? Who do you think should be attending this?
I'm going to tell you, anyone who is in business or wants to be in business, if you're thinking about, oh, I'd really like to own my own business, you need to put your buns in a seat
I love
because all of this is going to be. I wish I knew all of this before I started mine. I still would start one, but I would have done it smarter
it. Mm,
and made different decisions. And I
I
would have
love it.
not had as rough a road to
But
get where I
you
am
did.
today. So if
Absolutely.
you want a business or you have a business, if you're a solopreneur or you're an LLC or you have employees or you don't have employees, so pretty much any
Everybody.
human
All the
business
business
owner
owners.
in the area, get to this event.
This is going to be so much great information when you're talking about helping people to decide how to run their business, like making smart decisions, informed decisions about their business.
Yeah. And what my hope is that all of this information will get to you before you make mistakes and before you suffer consequences so you can get the information you need first before
Absolutely.
you have to make the decision.
I love it. So tell them more. Let them know about the Funnel Godmother. How did you get that name? I love names.
It was so much fun. So I build the email systems and those sequences where they're scheduled and they go out, and I
Yeah.
build other automated sequences for business owners. So after I was working with a client for a few weeks and we were on a Zoom together and I was saying, okay, we're going to put this here, we're going to do that. And we were building her automated system. And she said, Rita, I just don't know what I would do without you because this would take me weeks or months and it's taking you minutes to get done. And she said, you're like my fairy god. "You're my funnel godmother," right? And we both stopped talking and looked at each other on the Zoom like that, our eyes locked, and we didn't say a word. And I jumped over to GoDaddy and tried to buy the domain, and she jumped out on the internet and started seeing if anyone was using that phrase. And within 5 minutes, I had the domain, and she did find someone who had the name, but they weren't really active. And from then on, the next day, I got the crown, and it's my moniker and my nickname. And I love it so much because it's very clear perception for a stranger to understand how I can help.
Absolutely.
Like your godmother.
Absolutely. Wave your wand and get us out of the place where emails go into the dark hole abyss.
That is so true. That's right.
So that is wonderful. I love that story. And so when you think about the ideal person who's going to come and they're going to sit in your session and they're going to listen to what you do, what do you think what is their pain point?
Oh, I'm going to tell you right now. Their pain point is they're going to say to themselves and to everyone else, I need more leads. I need more leads in my business. But really, I know that they need qualified leads. And what they really need is the money that comes from the sale, that comes from the lead, that turns into a prospect, that turns into a customer. And so anyone who says, I need more leads, that's who needs to be there. People who have cash flow problems, you go up 1 month and down and up and down, and you don't know how much money you're going to have. That's a person who needs to be in there, because I'm going to show you how the automation gets you 3 things all at the same time, even while you sleep. And that's new leads in your database, new appointments on your calendar, and new money in your bank account.
Wow.
And that is while you're not even looking at it. You're out meeting new people, making it rain, right? You're serving your clients, and you can keep your eyes on the horizon, watching for opportunities, making collaborations with people and joint ventures. And all this is going to run by itself in the background and be bringing you the leads, the appointments, and the money.
And you know what? Just that one session is going to be worth the ticket price.
Sister, it is.
Just that one session. Because I understand that. I fully understand how having the leads, having qualified leads, can lead to more money in your bottom line. Like that is a clear connection for me. I don't need anybody to tell me anything else about it. I know exactly how that works. And so being able to understand that and wrap their minds around that and their businesses around that, it's going to be that one session is going to be worth the cost of admission plus thousands more. Because
that is absolutely right.
Oh my goodness, that is good stuff. That is good stuff.
You know, you may think, oh, you have to use a certain specific system to get benefit, but you don't. You can be using any CRM system, MailChimp or HubSpot or Go High Level or Keep, which is what I use. It works in any system that you're using.
And see, that's the thing, learning about systems. So are you going to talk about what the best system for a person, like, or help them to build that idea? Like if they are already on MailMunch or MailChimp or one of the hotspot, all the different ones out there, are you going to help them walk through getting that mail automation together? Like understand.
Well, I only have 45 minutes.
Right. No.
That is what I do. That is what I do in my business. So I have private sessions where I work one-on-one with you. I have a group training every month where people, and that's a nice little networking as well as the training. And I have boot camps that I run. And so I've got something for everybody. If they say, oh man, I don't know how to do this, and now I see how important it is, and I want to work with RITA, I've got things in all the different price points and different service levels.
I love it. That's what they need to hear. That's the part I wanted them to hear. That it's not for them over there. Like if you own a business, this session is for you. Like you need to really get in here.
And I hear so often people say, whenever I get bigger, then I'll get a CRM. When my business starts to take off, then I'll get systems. No, 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 no. No, you need the systems to get bigger, and you need a place to put the people when you meet them,
Yeah.
not later when you have a big pile of I used to have a big pile of business cards. But when you have a big pile of business cards, that's not the time to get a system like where to put your people. You
No.
need somewhere to put them. So
Absolutely. And that big stack of business cards. I was telling you earlier, I went to shoot a TV show and left all 500 of my business cards at home. Like they were neatly stacked on my dresser. Just enjoying their best lives, right? But then I learned about Blink.
Yeah.
And Blink is an electronic business card. And for the price, being able to learn about that technology and being in a room with 90 other businesses and everybody scanning and getting each other's cards and automation, you have to jump on it, because that business card thing and all the other automated things that you teach and that you share with business owners, like if you don't catch up, you get left behind.
Yeah. And a lot of people think they're not going to use automation or they don't want to, but think about this. Voicemail is automation. When you schedule an appointment with someone on the calendar online without talking to them, that's automation. Even your toothbrush that tells you when to move to the other side of your mouth, that electric toothbrush, that's automation. And so we've been using automation for decades.
But we don't, AI came out, Chat GPT came out, and everybody, oh no, it's going to take over the world. And I'm like, your GPS in your car.
Exactly.
Like, you've been using AI for a long time. I mean, before they put them in the car, they had that little dash thing that sat on your dashboard. So
and you had to buy the maps. Remember that? That was a long time ago. Yeah.
I know it. My husband at the time was a truck driver, and so MapQuest. So I had to.
It was so great for them, especially because they had to avoid the low clearance underhangs.
I had to do MapQuest, and so we've come a long way, baby.
We have. We don't want to do that, but
you know what I'm talking about.
We have come a long way, baby, and there is so much excitement. But you're absolutely right about the AI and the automation. You really need to embrace it, and because if not, you will be left behind. And it's almost like if you said to me today, I want to run a business, but I don't want to use the internet. You can run a business without the internet, or I want to run a business, but I don't want to have a website. That's the same as saying, I don't want to use AI or I don't want to use automation. You will be overtaken by your competition if you don't at least pay attention to these things and understand how they're used and start using them.
Absolutely. And you know what I liken it to? Somebody told me the story about the first calculator. And people were like, no, calculator, we're going to stop thinking. It's the devil. And
I'll tell you,
people were about when they introduced the calculator.
And I was an executive assistant when voicemail came out. And another one who sat beside me said, when they come around and talk to you, tell them I want voicemail. But it didn't make sense to me because I took all the messages from my boss and I thought, well, if he has voicemail, what am I going to do? I mean, I had other things to do, right? That's a pretty big part of my job. And I had that scarcity mentality, like, wait a minute, if I'm not taking messages and writing them down, its machine is going to do it, then I'm not as necessary as I was before, right? So I can understand that terrifying mentality. Yeah.
Absolutely. It was like that with computers. I started teaching computers in my church's basement because people thought you had to be super smart to operate a computer. They thought you had to have some superpower. And so I wanted to demystify the computer. And so I held adult computer literacy classes in my basement. People got better jobs because they understood how to operate a computer.
That's right. Yeah. And people thought that was the devil. And so, and television. People thought, oh, television's going to eat your brain.
Idiot box.
Computers are going to take over the world. So it's, and I will tell you, with AI, there are some serious regulation that
Absolutely.
needs to be happening.
Absolutely.
Of course. So we do need to handle it, have boundaries, and understand it. And you really need to be using it in your business.
Yes, you do. When I introduce business owners for the first time to ChatGPT, I take them there and we sign in, and I have them to do something simple as create a pitch. Or, I tell them, this is who I am, and you are this and that. And I want you to give me 5 topics I can post on Facebook, whatever that is. And they like this, eyes like wide open. They were like, Miss Linda, this is amazing.
And here's the other thing. It would take a person who knows what they're doing anywhere from 15 minutes to a couple hours to come up with all that really good content. It happens in nanoseconds. Like before you can hit the enter key.
I love it.
It's typing. The answer is there.
And that's the way of the future. Exactly. I want business owners to embrace it for what they can use it for to make them better, not instead of them, but to make them better.
And when you do get that answer back from ChatGPT or whichever one you're using, because now they're popping up daily.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
You look at that and take inspiration from that. You do not use that as your material. You just read it and then you say, oh, okay, now I have an idea. Now my thought process is kicking in. I can take parts of this and write my own. And so don't take what comes right straight out of AI and use it somewhere, because now there's in order to have the regulation over what people are doing and saying, there are software algorithms that are able to detect that this paragraph came out straight out of AI.
Exactly. Yeah. They tell you. Yeah, they tell you. And the thing about it is, like, I instruct them to use it to get started or to fine tune it. But it has to be human in the loop, right? Has to be a human in the loop somewhere making a human decision. So don't think, because people, I think about, they tell you AI just wants to answer your question and provide you with information, not necessarily factual information, but information. And so you cannot, its job is not to provide you with the facts. Its job is just to provide you with an answer.
That is so true.
And
you have to check the facts, because it'll make stuff up.
I saw an argument. Yeah, and it'll convince you. It'll try to convince you that it'll argue its point that what it says is real, and it's not. It's not. So you have to validate. Always verify. You have to verify that what it's saying is correct. So that's why it's important to always have a human in the loop when you're talking about that level of knowledge.
And one of my favorite ways to use it is it's a delicate situation, I need to answer someone back.
Yeah.
About something that's very touchy. And you can say, and let's say, for example, I'm a very direct person, curt person who is blunt in the way I speak. And then on top of that, it's in writing, which you can't hear tone of voice or anything. But yet I need to convey empathy, and I need to maybe apologize without taking blame. Like, it's delicate, right? You can put that in there and say, this is what happened. This is what I want to say. Can you turn that into something that's softer?
Absolutely.
And it's consoling without owning blame, right? So, and it'll do it. It'll give you, and you can tell it, give me 5 versions of it, and it'll give you, and then you can look at them and decide, okay, I can say this and I can say that, and come up with your response, which is so great, especially when so much emotion or emotion is involved. Yeah,
absolutely. And when you're teaching what you're going to be teaching on the 14th, like showing them how to get the best information out of automation, period, across the board, right? Because I heard you say you do systems, you set up the back office things, like all these things. That's what businesses need. And I can't imagine a business going into this next century of business, of doing business without automation, without
and it's like
understanding.
something as simple as chasing down unpaid invoices. You don't
Absolutely.
have to do that anymore. You set it up one time and it will remind people and remind people and remind people until they
Yeah.
pay their invoice.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's like having that person out there bugging them for you while you live your best life.
Exactly.
So, I love that. I love that. So as we close, what would you like to take away for a person who's watching this to have about you and the event?
Just to say, if you can get there, you need to be there. And it doesn't matter what level of business you're in, even if you haven't started yet. It doesn't matter how big or small your business is or how much money you make. We are going to bring you so much valuable information that you're going to be able to make really wise decisions that would take you years to learn. And you're going to get it all in one day from really nice people.
I know it. I know it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Because they have, I think the Friday, if I remember from last year, the Friday was like the women's getting together and the prayer, and it was more spiritual based. And then the Saturday was the actual workshops. And then they climax with the Sunday afternoon, because it was a whole weekend, I remember. But it's going to be so good for business owners who want to have next level understanding about their businesses and the things that they do in their business. These automations give you the opportunity to work on your business instead of working in your business.
That is absolutely right. And if that process seems intimidating to you, a lot of people say, I am not a logical left brain person. I'm creative, and this. You can hire people that will do this for you. So you still need the systems, even if you don't feel like you necessarily want to build them yourself.
Absolutely. And you build them.
I do.
Yeah. So you're meeting somebody who can actually help you to understand, because I still think all business owners need a level of understanding of the process, even if they're not going to be the ones implementing.
Yeah. And here's the reason why. For two reasons. You have to inspect what you expect.
Yeah.
So when you delegate a job to someone, you need to know what it should look like when it's done.
Absolutely.
In all the facets. And the other reason is you need data to be able to analyze, to see how the health of your business. And so these processes need to be set up in a way that's going to give you data.
Absolutely.
This happened on this day, and then that happened on that day. So then this means that 90% of the people did this and only 10% did that. And we thought it would be different. But if you don't measure any of that, you won't have that kind of information.
Absolutely. The measure, and that's the difference between running an emotional business or a data-driven business, which is always better. The numbers don't lie. Our emotions can go up and down, and environmental influxes, and being able to operate your business based on the data is a whole vibe.
It's critical.
It is critical. I do agree. So with that being said and done, my name is Linda Murray Buller. They call me the business plug. I just introduced you to the Funnel Godmother, honey. I'll see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You all have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday. Good night.